Good morning, white planetary wizards. Today we're manifesting, or manifesting our open-heartedness. Yeah, that's a prescription. Write it down, pin it on the wall. Open heart, joy, mandatory, medicine. Magic. The magic of the open heart, the magic of life versus the magic. Never mind. We're in the wave spell of the red serpent. What a different wave spell, for me at least, to the ones before. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. I want to say deeply fulfilling. This planetary wizard today, in the wave spell of the serpent, it matters. So the planetary tone, manifest, produce, perfect, perfect, produce, manifest. What do we actually get to experience? And our manifestations are our experiences. My thoughts are my manifestation. I can control them. I can observe them. I can guide them. I can cause them or call them in, or I can, I don't know what them. I don't have a word for that. Like what I'm doing right now. I'm not channeling, but I'm not controlling either. I'm flowing. Yellow human, red moon. We have this, and yesterday guided by the moon, I remind us, red moon, one of 20 seals, blub, 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 stands for universal water, purify, flow. In this wave spell, it's tone 5. It has the yellow human in the occult on tone 9 in its own seal, and that yellow human shows up on tone 5, 6, 7, 8, of course galactic, and has a red moon beneath it in the occult on tone 5, no, 6 in that case. As 8 and 6 is 14, 5 and 9 is 14. The occult and the main seal, their tones add up to 14. Now this flow of thoughts, this magic. Let's talk about magic. The wizard. The wizard is the seal. In the wizard's shadow is our control issues. Control issues, and they're always linked in one way or another to the blue monkey. Because somewhere in the past something got set up inside of us that it may be the past of this life, it may be past of another life, it may be past ancestral story or stories or whatever else, but somewhere there's this lack of trust. When life is magical at all times, and when we get too much pushed into you have to make things happen, it's all about your doing. What did I say yesterday? What was that word? Anybody listening who understands German, we have this word Leistungsgesellschaft, and it must be a German word, although it could also be a Japanese word. We're so focused on, they translated that word with performance, but it isn't even that. only that. It's achievement. It's also not quite the right word. It's a mix of effort, achievement, performance, performance, not in terms of like an artistic performance, not in terms of like the performance of the mask, when we personally put on a performance to hide our true self, but it's this, your output, maybe your work and effort output, maybe that gets it. You see, this is where echo chamber is limiting. I'm alone here. But wait a minute. I'm not. I have two devices in front of me. So what does it say when I put in here this full word? Oh, interesting. Meritocracy. Meritocracy. And there's merit to meritocracy, but it can very easily be. Anyway, so we are developing, for different reasons, control issues. And then the wizard is going to try to make things happen. Instead of allowing outcomes, instead of allowing life to reveal itself, allowing it to flow, we'll sort of force matters or control them, influence in a potentially unhealthy way. There's always, obviously, another kind of control, which is a balanced control. Getting tired of myself talking. Not principally, but somehow this is like, Harry. There's thoughts coming in of, I can just see how even my own mind when I listen. Maybe this is me tripping up on myself, because lately I'm noticing when we say things, or when I listen to stuff, how quickly my own mind says, yes, but, there's always this, there's always that. When we generalize, I don't want to generalize. I want to try to be as differentiated as I can, because I kind of believe it matters. But now I'm going into anti-wizard. I'm going into the control issue myself. We're guided by the white wind today: spirit, breath, communication, listening, ancestors, wisdom, the antipode of the yellow human. And our own antipode today is the seed, yellow seed, focus, blah, 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 blowering, blabbering, no, kidding, flowering, blossoming. What is the other? There's a word about the seed that I'm now missing here. Perception. And the wizard also stands for receptivity. Perception and receptivity. So its ability to be completely, it also stands for timelessness. To be anchored in the now. In terms of our being, the head and the thoughts can plan. I'm repeating myself. The only way I could possibly not redundantly repeat myself is if I link myself to the red serpent, because every other wizard who's come before has not been in the red serpent, which is also not true, because the white wizard is the analog kin of the red serpent. So I want to explore something here. Wait a minute. Heart opening. It's interesting that I spoke quite a lot about that in this wave spell. The white dog represents heart, loyalty, love, but the wizard is always the wizard and the dog are 5 tones away from each other. So in the wave spell of the white dog, the wizard is on tone 5. In the wave spell of the red serpent that we're in, the moon is on tone 5. Why am I hammering tone 5? 5 is radiance, command, and power. Radiance, and power, command. Radiant, command, and power. And power, command, radiance. Does that sequence matter? Let me go here for a second. Empower, commanding, radiance. Power, action, essence. The power is to empower. And in terms of the red moon, it's to empower universal water. The action is commanding, the action is purify, and the essence is radiance flow, radiant flow. If the white dog, and it is also on 5 attached to the red moon, it is the analog kin. Here we are empowering heart, commanding action, commanding love. And then the essence is radiance, loyalty. How do we command love? That question turns on a powerhouse in my gut. I don't know, I just feel like, yeah, something just starts, some wheels going in there. Like not physically, but energetically. And it radiates all the way into my arms, my neck, my eyes. And asking this question on the wizard, where it's not about, the shadow of the wizard is exactly about that. It's like not letting go, control issues, as I say. Well, but I don't need to describe what that means, we know. So the funny thing is with control issues, we usually don't recognize them ourselves. They have to be quite strong before, OCD type, that we know we have it. But very often we have very subtle versions of it and we're not aware of it. Where we're trying to manipulate reality. And what would enlightenment be? Yellow sun. Which is the next tone 5 we get to meet, is the yellow sun. In the wave spell of the warrior, which is the next... No, I'm not talking crap. Am I? Yeah, I'm talking crap. The next 5 we're meeting, the next wave spell is the mirror, white. So the next 5 we're meeting is the wind. But anyways, I want to know what is enlightenment? Would it say in terms of flow, in terms of allowing the magic of life to flow? Where was it coming from? Love, commanding love. There was another question at first just now, but anyway. That wizard, receptivity, that open heart. Control issues. The opposite is trust. The monkey in this wave spell is resonant. And the monkey and the resonant tone is channel, inspire, attune. And the monkey's magic play illusion really represents the inner child, that ability to play. And in a way, I sometimes feel that they're separating the me and my inner child. They are so merged. It's like me and my mind, me and my body. We're so merged. Yes, they are separate somehow, but they're also not separate at the same time. The wizard. In this water, in this, what's his name? Berghaus. Rasmus Berghaus or Berghausen. I'm trying to remember his name now. The waterman, I call him. I put a link in the description box beneath the red moon, I think, in this wave spell. He says you can't think or command your heart to open. You have to feel it. You have to allow it. It does it by itself when we tune into the focus of love. When we tune into love, which wizard is guided by love? Wait, if we're going here, this guy is guided by the earth. So the wizard guided by the dog can't go there. Four and 9. Self-existing wizard. That would be the wave spell of the monkey. How's that beautiful? And then the solar wizard, which would have to be the wave spell of the wind. Let me just not talk crap. Oh, World Bridger, of course. Yeah, World Bridger. 2 weights before. Death. So this receptivity guided by love, of which it should always be that. But it is paramount. It is the solar tone, which we had yesterday. Pulse, realize, intention to World Bridger. I can totally feel as I'm trying to talk about the wizard guided by the dog and the World Bridger. I'm trying to say something and the opposite words come out. And I've noticed my body, instead of speaking, the opposite words aren't coming out, but the opposite words are forming in my mind. And instead of speaking, I block. I don't breathe. I can't say what I want to say because the opposite is showing up in my mind. What I want to say is an allowance, a receptivity of what follows in a new opportunity, in a new, when we let go, in the new life. And the new life starts after your next breath, or after death, or whatever. When you exhale, allowing the allowance, the receptivity. That's what I want to speak about. And it's kind of like, I'm not really finding the words. It's much easier, or my system brings up the resistant part. Like, no, you gotta control. Like, especially this, like when it comes to death or letting go, I'm tuning into the. I don't know if I should call it the shadow aspect, but the opposite aspect of it, where no, I can't let go because I don't know what's coming. I don't know what to. I can't control. I can't let go. Because I don't know what I'm holding on to next or what's happening to me, then I'm just, and where's this kind of thinking coming from? My mind shows up, something in me shows up, says school, one of the places, school, learning to, we learn to take charge of our lives, of ourselves, of our mind. I don't know, many of us don't learn to take charge of our mind. It's not what school teaches us. It's often not what our upbringing taught us. And that's exactly, and we're not taking charge of our feeling states or our physical states, our frequency or vibrational states either. We're learning that now, and I really would like that to be totally integrated into the school system. And biofeedback system should be learned in school, should be a subject in school, that we really learn, like if we breathe like this is what the body registers. If we think these thoughts, this is how the body responds. Receptivity. The wizard, guided by spirit, in a whisper of the serpent, on tone 10, planetary. So for me, what I notice, if I look at, what can I look at about my life right now? What can I look at about my life that isn't memory? Nor imagination of the future, something. And how important is it that I look at the memory? I was about to say, when I look at my life, let's say the last, how far would I take that? I don't know, it doesn't matter, weeks, months. I see a really increased level of receptivity on my part of the now. Really, I'm kind of like observing on such a present level my responses. It's like I'm observing my body. I mean, my emotional response is like my biofeedback system. And to be so present on a micro level, like each and every thought, virtually. And sometimes I don't notice each and every thought, but I notice eventually when enough thoughts have clustered together, and there's an automation going on. The red moon also has the blue storm, its antipode. It's auto-generation, so clusters form because the system believes that's where you, I don't know if it's right to say it believes where you want to go, because believing is an act of volition. Is it? No, it isn't. It can be. It isn't always. I don't think it's always. And in as much as choosing isn't an act of volition always, we make a lot of choices that we don't choose to make, but we make them. Ayo. Yeah, I'm seeing what is this lying 8? It has a name, symbol of infinity, and in the center where the two lines cross, which is one line, where the one line crosses itself, where my past and my future always meet in this now, and it goes round and round, and it's always now. That's the wizard. Because today is the wizard, tomorrow will be something else. And this receptivity of tuning the frequency, first through observation, and that's kind of sort of hard because it can be tricky, because if I'm autopiloting myself to never have to feel a negative thing, and I know people who function like that, I'm switching off. Okay, wait. Yeah, I'm in analysis mode. I don't want to be in analysis mode. I want to be in receptivity. And say what? Right now here I am wanting. They say wanting is already ego. And I'm sensing my frequency much less joyful. Now, am I going to chase actively that frequency of joy? Or am I just going to sense the now? Here's the wizard, receptivity, open heart, and now the options open to me in this very moment. Not remembering my life, not planning anything, not anything, just checking up. What's here now? What is here now? I see my mind can scan the outer world. What is here now? There's the room. I've got my eyes closed, but I know the room around me. There are objects around me. There are birds out there. There are trees out there. And I can take it as far out to, yeah, there's Pluto over there. And then there's, like, it goes on and on. That's all now. How relevant? I mean, not relevant. We're not scanning for relevance. Here we go. Are we scanning for relevance? When they say being present, I often ask myself, I would be present with what? There's like infinity here. What am I supposed to be present with? Where's my focus going to go in this presence? Am I just, who is this I? Am I observing what I am thinking of? Am I observing what I is thinking of? It's just changing that grammar is like setting my mind off on some trajectory. And then if I take this little bit of distance between I am and I is, it sparks joy for some reason, or at least amusement. But I can tell I'm going nowhere. And then I'm thinking, well, there's a laying 8 here. There's like infinity here. Where do you think you're going? You don't go anywhere when you're living in infinity. Like, you are everywhere. You are everything. This planetary wizard guided by the wind. We have another wizard that's guided by the wind, and that is the wizard on tone 5. Overtone. Radiant command. I keep wanting to put the word center in there. No. Empower. I'm not quite focused. I have spoken about this before, the importance of tone 5. And we are in the time pulsar. Now, today we're not. If the wizard is on tone 5, in the wave spell of the dog, love, loyalty, heart, it empowers. The analog wave spell, remember the analog kin to the day, which today is the red serpent. Our very wave spell, and it isn't always that tone 10 also holds the wave spell itself. Not at all. In this wave spell it is though. And it would also be in the wave spell of the antipod, the eagle. In the eagle it's like that as well. The eagle also manifests its analog kin on tone 10. It manifests itself in its analog kin. The seed. And if I try to tune into these seeds on the level of frequency, not on the level of analysis, but now I'm trying to tune in the frequency of the eagle, where it would be enough to tune in the frequency of the magician here, the wizard. And the blue monkey also stands for magic, so there, and illusion. So depending on the control issues of this, that we set up in life, to meet receptivity surely means something like meeting life like in the now on its own terms and responding spontaneously. It's such a very different way of being than meeting it from a place of control. Having to force outcomes. And now I want to talk, we're guided by spirit today, the unseen, white wind. And that is Planetary Wizard. If you're not guided by the unseen, like fundamentally, if this planetary wizard, the shadow aspect would be the seed not fully activating your own potential, which is, it is and then there's the yellow human, which is the antipode to the wind. So that's interesting. If we're taking the yellow seed, the antipode of the wizard, furthest away from itself, and the antipode is what alerts us to the fact that we're out of alignment, and also can guide us back into alignment. So if we're out of alignment of this receptivity, then the seed will be guided by the human. Planetary human guided by planetary seed. Planetary human. Interesting. Solar human would be the wave spell of human star seed. Would be the wave spell of the seed. Planetary human is the wave spell of the blue night. Abundance, intuition, dream. You can surf your way along this thing into total alignment. How does abundance express itself as a human? And we are humans. No way around that. We express our abundance. Oh my God. Oh, that's a great word. Abundance. We express also our abundance through our humanity. You can be abundantly abandoned. Oh gosh, yes. But I'm actually wanting to go to the yellow seed, a planetary seed, which is guided by the planetary human. And the planetary seed is again, solar seed is the sun warrior wave spell, and then this one before is of course I said it's the eagle. Vision, create, mind. And we're meeting the eagle tomorrow on Tone 11. The eagle and the wizard have a very important relationship, just as seed and serpent do, naturally. These two represent something very similar, but a very different expression of a similar thing. Focus, flowering focus. The seed also represents our sexuality. So does the serpent. They come one after the other. They follow one after the other. Excuse me. No pun intended. And the eagle is a wizard, and receptivity, heart, and the eagle, vision, mind. If your heart is closed, it's really going to affect the kind of vision you're going to have. Whereas receptivity tunes your vision, especially guided by spirit. The now, timelessness. The wizard itself stands for timelessness. This eternal now. I can go on and on about that. Because, that's all there is. And what does to be mean? What does being? What is now? What is this? We're so used to. Why is memory so important to us? Is the past still present? Is it still here, or is it not? In the quantum field, everything is now. But what about an experience that's already been had? It's like It's like the sweet you've eaten. It's not here anymore. No two ways around that. It's gone. And yet, I mean, you can hold yourself in a state where it was still here, but would that be natural to do? Flowing. Where am I going with all these ruminations? Planetary Wizard. To our life force. It manifests in the Planetary Wizard. I don't want to say think about that because like receptivity is not, don't shame thinking, Tatiana, no. I love thinking a lot, I do. Where's my flow? What am I receptive to? Spirit. What does that mean? Do I have to understand that or just be it? Just be it. Well, who's the occult? Blue hand. Doing. The doing is guided by being, by spirit. I know the red dragon is the being, nurturing, birthing. It's the new beginning. It's like birthing our own being. It's constantly happening. And the breath, spirit is next kin after the dragon. Red serpent. I'm being taken into the freeze state. And how the freeze state can feel incredibly comfortable. Can become a comfort zone because it's safe and there's no motion in it. And I have a sense that so many of us are arrested in the freeze state, partly, recurringly, and partly permanently. And there's no life in that, there's no development in that, there's no flow in that, there's no letting go in that. The wizard can be guided by the world bridger. The eagle tomorrow, the occult is the world bridger. The antipod wave, the occult wave spell from hand to world bridger. It moves backwards from the warrior. It circles counterclockwise, leading us to the seed, our flowering, our blossoming. We could really talk a lot about our sexuality and the importance of it. And you can have total functioning sexuality, sexual energy without having a sex life. Sexual energy is not only the act of engaging in something sexual, it is life force itself. It is auto-generating our own life force. Where's the serpent in the wave spell of the storm? And we've just been there 2 wave spells ago. Blue storm, blue night. It's resonant. It's tone 7. Channel, attune, inspire. It is the resonant center of auto-generation. It's really significant. And in the analog wave of the red serpent, which would happen in the wave spell of the white wizard, the storm is on tone 7. In the regular wave spell of the serpent, it is not. The monkey is. And in the wave spell of the blue storm, the regular wave spell, the monkey is cosmic. And these links are, I wonder if when they say becoming Maya means like really being so immersed in the system. I'm personally like really, I want, or I would like to, or maybe I even am, to live fully, to be talking, to be at all times fully embodying these frequencies of these kins. I don't know if there's any way to not do that. We do that anyway, or whatever, but to consciously, the way to be, to me this is such, this pure bliss, pure pleasure, because it nourishes every aspect of me. My body, my cells, my thinking, my mind, my understanding, my vision, my receptivity, it's all here. It's all here, and all of it gets to be this pure frequency of itself. And it all gets to understand and live and be the harmony with whatever else it is in harmony with. I may never link the eagle or the wizard. I may never link the wizard with, I don't know. What would I not ever link the wizard with? Eventually, everything gets linked to be linked with anything else via someone else, but in cooperative harmony. And why would I ever want to do or be anything else? And I understand astrology is as fascinating. I would spend other lifetimes just investigating, living completely immersed in astrology. Each and every planet is like a friend, it's like your social network. You live completely with the energies of these planets. And these are such self-fulfilling, not prophecies, they are self-fulfilling. I receive my own fulfillment surfing the token. I don't need anything else. Everything else pales in comparison. Like really, not really, that's not true. But a lot of it does, and that's nice actually. It's really nice. Blue hand, our actions are doing things. It's again, the wizard has, this wizard, wizards 5 and 10, planetary and overtone, have the wind and the hand, just like the human. Here they are above and below, and the yellow human, they are to the left and to the right. I could say here they are north and south. On the human, they are east and west, or west and east. And then must be one other kin where they switch places. The wind and the hand. Doesn't matter now. Spirit informing our actions. How does that work? It doesn't work tomorrow. It's now. It's receptivity. It's being receptive to what does Spirit, not what does Spirit want from me. If I ask what does Spirit want from me, I'm in my head, I'm trying to think something. What Spirit wants is what Spirit is. It's what is, what I'm doing. Aligning. How do I align my will with the will of the divine? It already, I don't know, this is a conundrum I can't verbalize. I want to say it already is, because there isn't a difference between Spirit and us. The yellow human, it's like there's no difference between my cells and my body, or my cells and myself, or the organs of my body and my body. And yet there is a difference. Like, of course there's a difference between my mind and my body, but they're also one at the same time. So I am my breath. Without my breath, I am not. I breathe, therefore I am. I like that. So, but without me, there is no breath. Not this breath. There's your breath, but there's not my breath. If I cease to exist, my breath ceases to exist at the same time. If my body ceases to exist, I don't know if my mind would cease to exist. Or my spirit. Maybe, maybe not. I'm super happy to note that it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my joy factor right now, because right now it all exists, and that's all that matters. If I can't access this joyful now, I have nothing. Nothing. If I don't have me. What is this you that I don't have? I have nothing. That's love. That's illusion. That's hurt love speaking. Without you, I am nothing. And yet, in Lakesh Alakin, without you, I don't exist. That's a fact. So now I've said a couple of sentences, and there's complete contradiction. And yet all of it is like the divine paradox. And it's cool to hold all of it. And at the same time as I'm holding all of it, some part of me becomes very uncomfortable. It's like holding superposition. Some part of me is like, no, you gotta collapse, we gotta collapse on something. And then the uncomfortable thing is, though, because there's a part of my something, I'm not sure it's part of my mind or my conditioning, maybe my body, that is fearful. There's a teeny little bit of fear. If you collapse on one thing, do you forfeit the other decisions? Do you forfeit? And I want to say something here to myself. And this is Spirit giving me an answer, because this is one of the core issues where I have commitment phobia, where I have issues with decision making. Surely you forfeit something somewhere, but you never forfeit joy, and that's all you need. You never forfeit ecstasy. You never forfeit life. You may forfeit right now, if you have to choose between tea or coffee. It seems a really trivial example, really, because even that little fear is sneering at me, saying, what are you doing? Go away, come on. Get some gravity into your analysis, or into your, what is this? Metaphors. I don't want to use gravity metaphor. Okay, should I choose between life or death? Well, okay, something in between. Do you have to go so black and white? Okay, if I choose between this lover or that lover, between marrying you or not marrying you, between committing to a relationship or staying open and keeping all my options open, or choosing between this job or that job, or committing for the next 3 years to take this learning this skill or job or something or not, like those, there's some gravity to decisions, yeah. Then there may be some fear that says, what if it's wrong? What if it's the wrong decision? And what is the next thing it says? What if you fail? These kind of niggly things that halt me in my tracks and say, wait, stalling on a decision. What is that? And it can become very, very uncomfortable. There I go into freeze. I'm not moving. I'm not making a decision. Wait another day, wait another day, wait another day. In my 20s, I may have no problem. Wait another day, wait another day. In my 50s or 60s, I may be like, wait, there are not that many days left to wait. And I'm making light of a matter that when you're in that position, that is not a light matter. Really not. A little bit of humor goes a long way. Because think we have eternity. You forfeit nothing. But I notice that even that doesn't relieve me. It relieves it relieves this moment. It lifts me into a lightness of experience in this moment, but it doesn't help me make the decision. I'm still not making the decision. So I'm joyfully bypassing, maybe. But does it mean no decision need to be made? Where's clarity? So now I'm mentally bypassing. What would Spirit say? This was important right now. What are you not, because if I'm not forfeiting joy. I can't essentially make a wrong decision. But there is this question, what if I'm investing a lot of time only to find out this was all bullshit or this was wrong? Maybe in a relationship. What if this isn't the right person? What if I commit to this relationship and then somewhere down the line I meet this other person that is really more meant for me? How do I get out of this one? Or maybe I'm already in this one and now I meet this other person. What if you're the right person? I should be leaving this person. What if I'm not sure about that? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I regret? Where do we learn this fear of regret? Because regret is really a serious thing. And then what is the social paradigm we live in? Where we become so dependent on things. I have nothing if I don't have you. It's a gorgeous piece of music, no question, but it's a fatal message. How is the heart supposed to feel about that message? To me, I'd say, yeah, that would be true when it comes to God. I have nothing if I don't have you. When it comes to the divine, when it comes to some understanding. But if it comes to another human, that's codependence in its finest form. What kind of love is that? Is that misguided? That's addiction? And all of this belongs into the wizard. These are questions and answers that somehow receptivity would, we have to fall in love with ourselves to exactly that degree that we can ever, ever, ever fall in love with another. And for many of us, that is like, we don't even understand what that means. And yet when you do, and when you experience that, truly, that is a permanent state of like, oh my God, it's not ego, it's not conceitedness, it is divine bliss. It's God and love with itself. Then loving anyone else is also really easy, but it will never be more. You should never, and that's a prescription. Never should you love another more than yourself. And that's not like, a mother may love its child more than itself. And we may even believe it is selfless. Selflessness is a positive thing. Yeah, that's like egotism. Those are concepts that are so, so, so easy to go wrong. If you're healthy with yourself, yeah, selflessness, of course. If you're not, selflessness can't even exist, then that's really spiritual bypassing. Then you're going to try to be so giving when you really just begrudging, actually. You know, like, I'm going into something that I don't want to go into. That's really deep shadow. A healthy relationship with self, whatever that self is, even if it doesn't exist. Oh, God. But that's an evolution. That's like, it's like having or ego and then like really forcing. This is where the wizard goes wrong, forcing ourselves like, oh, we don't have an ego, there's no ego, ego is bad, we're ego free. And then we know how ego freeness works, or somehow I think we imagine we know, and then we try to be that. But if we aren't that, it's gonna backfire so badly, so badly. Better be true. Yeah, that's my ego, man. You just hurt my ego. Fuck. Or, yeah, that was my ego hurting you. Like, my hurts, that's like, you know, that's like, I need that for my ego. I need that for my sense of security. I need that for myself. I don't know. It's just you're like, oh, why are we so hard trying to be something we're not? Just be true. We're going into this mirror wave spell. Can't wait. The next planetary tone would have to be, it's cool to prepare that. I like that because it links us. We're going to remember the serpent and the planetary wizard on the galactic serpent. And then we have the solar world bridger. Great, can't wait. And then we have the planetary hand. How is that possible? Yeah, that is possible. And today we have the hand in the occult. So really nice way to world bridge our way to that action. That the things we do in this wizard, in this now, receptive to ourselves, understanding ourselves is the divine. There is no separation. And now, is the ego the divine? Yes. Sorry to say. Yes, of course. It cannot not be. And try it on for size. I mean, really. Try it on for size. Just experiment with that a bit, because that's how we bridge the separation. Yes, there is a difference. In as much as there's a difference between my in-breath and my out-breath, but it's also not a difference there. There's peace in that. There's peace in understanding everything is the divine. I am the divine, and I am human. I am expressing the divine in my own limitation. Limitation is an expression of the unlimited. It's one expression of the unlimited, in as much as one is a number expressing a number. So one as a number is expressing all numbers, because all numbers are numbers. One is a number, so it's all the same. Each is a number. But one is not the same as two, as three, as four. And there are infinite amount of numbers. You know what I mean? It's like, it seems like a paradox, but it's not. And I am my ego. I am one with my ego. And yet, I can say, I am my true self without my ego. My ego is not my true self. And here, I'm kind of losing track of myself, because this is not going anywhere. It feels to me like this, okay, now I'm going around in circles. And that's fine. I don't even want to have to think along these distinctions. There's just our beingness. There's just our beingness. We're all one big being, and we all have our function. We all have our doing. We're all here to be a part of this big human. And when we tune our consciousness into a greater or smaller, I can tune into myself, or I can tune into the planets of the solar system, it's the same. And it's not the same. But spirit is spirit is spirit is spirit. So it is, it's just the same. And it's, what is it? Expressed love, expressed life force. It's the act of, life is tantra, life is yoga, life is meditation, life is doing and acting, life is breathing, life is being. The universe is a huge, ginormous in and out breath. What is breathing the universe? Do we need an answer for that, or can we just tune in, receive, and be receptive and experience it? You can experience the breath being the universe. You are it. You can tune. You can make your consciousness so wide to encompass all of that, or so wide to encompass the space between your atoms. I mean, that's some distance, and yet it seems to be like really the smallest. And therein is that eight, that eternity, because the deeper you go into the smallest, you end up in the universe. It's the same. That's where this image of the human and God and the two hands meeting, yeah, almost. That's the image of the eight being shown as a God in the sky and a human on the earth. It's the white mirror. It's seeming a separation of the unity. Okay. How do we go from here into the day? Come back. Let's see some quote. Let's hear some tune. Oh, red serpent waistbelt. You just fill me with life force, vital force. Like, I just look at the glyph of the serpent and everything in me goes like... Okay, listen to this. Noogenesis. Oh, I can't even pronounce this word. Okay, I got it. Noogenesis is the birth of the noosphere through a mental genesis, a mental rebirth, while simultaneously embodying the descent of a Syrian personality. Did you get that? Can I read it again? Noogenesis is the birth of the noosphere through a mental genesis, a mental rebirth, while simultaneously embodying the descent of a Syrian personality. I ain't getting shit. We have another quote here. Somebody wants coffee. Morse code through the wall. Oh, drum signals, like smoke signals through the wall. My boyfriend wants coffee. Here's another quote. Wait. The magic of enchanting is in building your temple within spiritual seating. Did you get that? Turn off your brain and just feel it. The magic of enchanting is in building your temple with spiritual seating. Perfect. The magic is the wizard, enchanting is the wizard, building is blue hand, temple is the red serpent, and seeding is the yellow seed. The keys here today are... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, babe. You're gonna have to wait for your coffee for a minute longer. The magic is the magic. I mean, this is the... Okay, never mind. You got it. So we're guided by the planetary wind divine. We've got the occult, the self-existing hand. Of course, yeah? Self-existing. This wind and the self-existing hand. Oh, do I have to explain it? Like, I would love to, but time constraints. Oh, we have timelessness. What time constraint? What coffee? Wait. And then we have this seed and this serpent. Ah, lovely, 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 lovely. We get a tune, and then we get to finish the time matrix. The fourth magnitude activates the coordination circuit of the fifth force in the first dimension of external time, cosmic creation, in the first mental sphere of the preconscious. If anybody wants me to read out these, the MBU harmonic frequency, the 12th magnitude activates the external flow of hyperplasmic space in the 8th dimension of lower radial time, in the 7th mental sphere of the radiosonic realization of consciousness. I'm not reading anymore. I love these, but I'm not reading them myself. I just love them. I don't need to read them. Isn't that great? Okay, listen up, or don't. Here we go. Apologies for my stomach. I hope that didn't register. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. I wish us all a beautifully, magnificently, magically, timelessness, manifesting day. I mean, the manifestational days are really like, and today we get to be so present and receive and receptive. What are we? What have we manifested? What does your environment look like? What is temporary? What is permanent? What is temporarily permanent? What is permanently temporary? How to watch life or observe without judgment. I don't know. Okay. I just hung myself by looking at something that I cannot talk about. And I won't. But like deep shadow. Deep, 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 deep shadow. Okay. I wish us a brave day, guided by spirit, light up the shadow so it can release its seed potential of what wants to manifest in our lives. Joy. I need to do a little bit more dying. I can just totally see it. A little bit more letting go. And this includes some of my deceased plants. And I look at them, but they're alive. But they're saying to me, like, no, we're not. We need to die. Just let us go, because there's some clutter here and some energetic cluster that's not serving either us nor you. So make space. Make space. I wish us a beautiful day. This is not a very happy frequency for me to end on. Bloody shadow. Bloody, bloody shadow. I only like the shadows of myself that I like. I don't like the ones I don't like. Go away. No. Okay. Have a beautiful day. See you, or hear me tomorrow. Oh.